Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here with you today. I want to talk to you about something that's not just important, but essential for your personal growth, your relationships, and your overall success in life. Our topic today is never force anyone to choose you. Now, you might be thinking, Jim, what does this have to do with success? With personal development? With achieving my dreams? Well, let me tell you, it has everything to do with all of that and more. You see, the way we interact with others, the way we present ourselves, and the way we value ourselves are all interconnected. They're all part of the bigger picture of who we are and who we're becoming. Let's start with a fundamental truth. You are valuable. You are unique. There's no one else quite like you in this world. But here's the kicker. So is everyone else, every single person you meet, every individual you interact with. They're just as unique, just as valuable as you are. And that's where our journey begins. When we try to force someone to choose us, whether it's in a relationship, a friendship, a business partnership, or any other aspect of life, we're essentially saying two things. First, we're saying that we don't believe we're valuable enough on our own merit. Second, we're disrespecting the other person's right to make their own choices. Both of these are recipes for disaster, my friends. Let's break this down a bit. When you force someone to choose you, you're coming from a place of scarcity. You're operating under the belief that if this person doesn't choose you, you've lost something irreplaceable. But that's not true. The world is abundant. There are opportunities everywhere. Connections to be made, relationships to be formed. Your job is not to cling desperately to any one person or opportunity, but to make yourself the kind of person that others naturally want to choose. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but Jim, what if I really want this specific person to choose me? What if I believe they're the one? And to that I say, the best way to get someone to choose you is to become the best version of yourself. It's to focus on your own growth, your own development, your own journey. Because when you do that, you become magnetic. You become irresistible. Not in a superficial way, but in a deep, meaningful way that attracts the right people and opportunities to you. Think about it this way. Have you ever tried to force a flower to bloom? You can't, can you? You can provide the right conditions, good soil, water, sunlight, but you can't force the petals open. It has to happen naturally. The same is true with people. You can't force someone to choose you, but you can create the conditions that make you an attractive choice. So what are these conditions? Well, it starts with self-improvement. Personal development isn't just a buzzword, folks. It's a way of life. It's about constantly working on yourself, expanding your knowledge, honing your skills, developing your character. When you commit to lifelong learning and growth, you become more interesting, more capable, more confident. And confidence, real confidence that comes from competence and self-awareness, is incredibly attractive. But it's not just about developing yourself. It's also about how you treat others. When you force someone to choose you, you're not respecting their autonomy. You're not honoring their right to make their own decisions. And let me tell you, people can sense that. They can feel when they're being manipulated or pressured, and it's not a good feeling. Instead, focus on being the kind of person who adds value to others' lives. Be generous with your time, your knowledge, your support, not in a way that seeks to create obligation, but in a genuine desire to contribute. When you approach relationships, any kind of relationship, with the mindset of what can I give, rather than what can I get, you create a positive energy that people naturally gravitate toward. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Jim, isn't that just another way of trying to get people to choose me? And that's a fair question, but there's a crucial difference. When you focus on adding value and being your best self, you're not doing it to manipulate others into choosing you. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do, because it aligns with your values, because it's part of your personal growth journey. The fact that it makes you more attractive to others is a natural consequence, not the primary goal. Let's talk about fear for a moment, because often when we try to force someone to choose us, it's coming from a place of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being alone, fear of missing out. But here's the thing about fear. It's a lousy decision maker. When you act from fear, you're not acting from your best self. You're acting from your insecurities, your doubts, your anxieties, and that never leads to good outcomes. Instead of letting fear drive your actions, let your values guide you. What kind of person do you want to be? What principles do you want to live by? When you align your actions with your values, you build integrity. And integrity, my friends, is like a magnet for quality relationships and opportunities. Now let's address another aspect of this, the idea of scarcity versus abundance. When you try to force someone to choose you, you're operating from a scarcity mindset. You're believing that this person, this opportunity, is the only one for you, but that's simply not true. The world is full of amazing people, incredible opportunities, and unexpected connections waiting to be made. Adopting an abundance mindset doesn't mean you don't value the relationships and opportunities you have. It simply means you understand that your worth isn't dependent on any one person or thing. It means you trust that if something doesn't work out, something else, perhaps something even better, will come along. This mindset shift is powerful. It allows you to approach relationships and opportunities with a sense of ease and confidence. You're not desperately trying to hold on to something out of fear of losing it. Instead, you're open to what comes, appreciative of what you have, and trusting in your ability to navigate whatever life brings your way. Let's talk about authenticity for a moment. When you're trying to force someone to choose you, you often end up presenting a version of yourself that you think they want to see. You might downplay certain aspects of your personality, exaggerate others, or even pretend to be something you're not. But here's the truth. That never works in the long run. Authenticity is key. Being true to yourself, embracing your quirks, owning your flaws. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you interesting. That's what makes you real. And in a world full of people trying to be someone else, being genuinely yourself is refreshing and attractive. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't strive to improve yourself. Personal growth is crucial, but there's a difference between growing into a better version of yourself and trying to become someone else entirely. The former is empowering. The latter is exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling. Remember, the right people will appreciate you for who you are. They'll be drawn to your authentic self, flaws and all. And those are the relationships worth having, the ones where you can be fully, unapologetically yourself. Let's consider the concept of personal power for a moment. When you try to force someone to choose you, you're giving away your power. You're putting your sense of worth, your happiness, your future in someone else's hands. But true personal power comes from within. It comes from knowing your worth, from being comfortable with who you are, from being able to stand on your own 2 feet. Developing this kind of personal power takes time and effort. It requires self-reflection, self-awareness, and a commitment to growth. But it's worth it, because when you have this kind of inner strength, you don't need others to validate. You don't need to force anyone to choose you, because you've already chosen yourself. Now let's talk about resilience. Life is full of ups and downs. Relationships come and go. Opportunities appear and disappear. The only constant is change. And that's why resilience is so crucial. When you're resilient, you can weather the storms of life without losing your sense of self. If you've been trying to force someone to choose you and it doesn't work out, resilience is what will help you bounce back. It's what will remind you that your worth isn't tied to any one person's opinion of you. It's what will give you the strength to keep moving forward, to keep growing, to keep believing in yourself. Building resilience is like building a muscle. It takes practice. It takes facing challenges and learning from them. It takes falling down and getting back up again. But with each challenge you overcome, with each setback you bounce back from, you become stronger. You become more confident in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the power of choice. When you try to force someone to choose you, you're actually robbing them of the power of choice. And choice, my friends, is one of the most fundamental human rights. It's what gives our decisions meaning. It's what allows us to shape our own lives. By respecting others' right to choose, you're not only honoring their autonomy, but you're also setting a standard for how you want to be treated. You're saying, I respect your right to make your own decisions, and I expect the same respect in return. This creates a foundation of mutual respect. That's essential for any healthy relationship. Moreover, when someone chooses you freely, without coercion or manipulation, it's so much more meaningful. It's a genuine expression of their feelings, their desires, their assessment of who you are and what you bring to their life. And isn't that what we all want? To be chosen for who we truly are? Not for who we're pretending to be or who we're pressuring someone to see us as. Now, let's talk about the concept of adding value. This is something I've touched on before, but it's worth exploring in more depth. When you focus on adding value to others' lives, instead of trying to force them to choose you, you create a positive ripple effect. You become someone people want to be around, someone people seek out, someone people naturally choose. Adding value can take many forms. It might be offering your skills or expertise to help someone with a problem. It might be being a good listener when someone needs to talk. It might be sharing knowledge or insights that can help others grow. Whatever form it takes, when you consistently add value to others' lives, you become invaluable. This approach not only makes you more attractive to others, but it also enriches your own life. It gives you a sense of purpose, a feeling of contribution. It helps you grow and learn. And it creates a network of positive relationships based on mutual benefit rather than obligation or manipulation. Let's consider the role of self-respect in all of this. When you try to force someone to choose you, you're essentially saying that you don't respect yourself enough to walk away from a situation where you're not valued. You're saying that you'd rather have someone's reluctant attention than no attention at all. But is that really what you want? Is that really what you deserve? Self-respect is about knowing your worth and being willing to walk away from situations or relationships that don't honor that worth. It's about having standards for how you want to be treated and sticking to those standards, even when it's difficult. It's about valuing yourself enough to know that you deserve to be chosen freely, not because you've manipulated or pressured someone into choosing you. Developing self-respect is a journey. It often involves unlearning harmful beliefs we've picked up along the way. It involves setting boundaries and learning to enforce them. It involves practicing self-care and self-compassion. But as you develop greater self-respect, you'll find that you naturally attract people and opportunities that align with your worth. Now let's talk about the power of letting go. This can be one of the hardest things to do, especially when we really want someone to choose us. But sometimes letting go is the most powerful thing you can do. It shows strength. It shows self-respect. And paradoxically, it often makes you more attractive to others. When you let go, you're saying, I value myself enough to walk away from a situation that's not serving me. You're saying, I trust that the right opportunities and relationships will come along. You're saying, I'm comfortable with myself and my worth, regardless of whether this particular person chooses me or not. Letting go creates space in your life. Space for new opportunities, new relationships, new growth. It allows you to redirect your energy towards things that truly serve you, towards people who value you as you are. And often, it's only when we let go that we create the conditions for the right things to come into our lives. Let's consider the concept of personal boundaries for a moment. When you try to force someone to choose you, you're often crossing your own boundaries and disrespecting theirs. Healthy boundaries are crucial for any relationship, whether it's romantic, professional, or platonic. Boundaries are about knowing where you end and the other person begins. They're about respecting your own needs and limits and respecting those of others. When you have strong, healthy boundaries, you don't need to force anyone to choose you because you're comfortable with who you are and what you have to offer. Setting and maintaining boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're not used to it. It might feel uncomfortable at first. You might worry about pushing people away. But in reality, healthy boundaries create the foundation for deeper, more meaningful connection. They allow for mutual respect and understanding. Now, let's talk about the importance of timing. Sometimes when we're trying to force someone to choose us, we're ignoring the reality of timing. Maybe it's not the right time for them. Maybe it's not the right time for us. Maybe the circumstances just aren't aligning in the way we want them to. Recognizing and respecting the importance of timing can be liberating. It takes the pressure off. It allows you to trust in the process of life, to believe that things will unfold as they should. It doesn't mean you become passive, waiting for things to happen to you. Rather, it means you continue to work on yourself, to pursue your goals, to live your best life, trusting that the right opportunities and relationships will come at the right time. This perspective shift can be powerful. Instead of anxiously trying to force things to happen on your timeline, you can relax into the flow of life. You can focus on being the best version of yourself, on adding value to the world around you, on enjoying the journey rather than fixating on a particular destination. Let's talk about the power of choice. Your choice. When you're focused on getting someone else to choose you, you're neglecting your own power of choice. You're putting all your energy into being chosen rather than doing the choosing yourself. Remember, relationships of any kind, romantic, professional, platonic, are a two-way street. It's not just about whether they choose you, but whether you choose them. Are they aligned with your values? Do they bring out the best in you? Do they support your growth and respect your boundaries? By shifting your focus to your own power of choice, you reclaim your agency. You remind yourself that you have the power to decide who and what you want in your life. This shift in perspective can be incredibly empowering. It puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. Now, let's consider the role of self-fulfillment in all of this. Often, when we're trying to force someone to choose us, we're looking for external validation. We're hoping that being chosen will make us feel complete, will fill some void within us. But true fulfillment comes from within. Self-fulfillment is about living in alignment with your values, pursuing your passions, working towards your goals. It's about developing your talents, expanding your knowledge, growing as a person. When you focus on self-fulfillment, you become more confident, more interesting, more alive. And paradoxically, this makes you more attractive to others. Moreover, when you're fulfilled in yourself, you don't need others to complete you. You can enjoy relationships and connections for what they are, without the desperate need to be chosen that comes from feeling incomplete on your own. Let's talk about the power of vulnerability. Now, this might seem counterintuitive when we're discussing not forcing someone to choose you, but hear me out. True vulnerability, the kind that comes from self-awareness and self-acceptance, is incredibly powerful. When you're vulnerable, you're honest about who you are, including your fears, your insecurities, your hopes, and your dreams. You're not trying to present a perfect facade or manipulate someone into choosing you. You're simply being real. This kind of vulnerability takes courage. It's risky, but it's also deeply connecting. It allows for genuine intimacy and understanding, and it's far more likely to attract the right people into your life, people who appreciate you for who you truly are. Now, let's consider the concept of personal growth again. When you're focused on forcing someone to choose you, you're often stagnating. You're pouring all your energy into this one goal, neglecting your own development in the process. But when you shift your focus to personal growth, amazing things happen. You become more confident, more capable, more interesting. You develop new skills, gain new insights, broaden your horizons, and as you grow, you naturally become more attractive. Not just to one specific person, but to people and opportunities in general. Personal growth is a lifelong journey. It's about constantly striving to be a better version of yourself, not for anyone else, but for you. It's about learning, evolving, expanding your understanding of yourself and the world around you. And the beautiful thing is, the more you grow, the more you have to offer to yourself and to others. But when you cultivate self-love, everything changes. You no longer need others to choose you because you've already chosen yourself. You know your worth, you appreciate your unique qualities, and you treat yourself with kindness and respect. This self-love radiates outward, making you naturally more attractive to others. It's not about being perfect or never having doubts. It's about accepting yourself fully, flaws and all, and committing to your own growth and happiness. Now, let's bring this all together. Remember, life is a journey, not a destination. Your focus shouldn't be on forcing someone to choose you, but on becoming the best version of yourself. Invest in your personal growth, cultivate self-love, set healthy boundaries, and add value to the world around you. Trust in your own worth and in the natural unfolding of life's opportunities. Be authentic, be vulnerable, be resilient, and most importantly, choose yourself first. As you move forward from here, I want you to remember their say. You are worthy of being chosen freely without coercion or manipulation. You deserve relationships and opportunities that align with your values and support your growth. Don't settle for less out of fear or insecurity. Have the courage to let go of what's not serving you, to make space for what truly aligns with who you are and who you're becoming. In the end, it's not about being chosen by any one person or for any one opportunity. It's about living a life of purpose, growth, and authenticity. It's about becoming someone you're proud to be, someone who adds value to the world. When you focus on that, you become magnetic. You attract the right people and opportunities naturally without having to force anything. So go forth with confidence, my friends. Embrace your journey of personal growth. Trust in your own worth, and never ever force anyone to choose you. Because when you truly value yourself, the right people and opportunities will naturally gravitate towards you. And those,
ladies and gentlemen, now I want to say create the life of your dreams. I'm not talking about some pie in the sky fantasy. I'm talking about designing and building a life that truly reflects who you are, what you value, and what you want to achieve. A life that excites you, challenges you, and fills you with a sense of purpose and joy. But here's the thing. This kind of life doesn't just happen by accident. It's not something that's handed to you on a silver platter. No, the life of your dreams is something you have to create deliberately and intentionally. So how do we do that? How do we go from where we are now to where we want to be? Well, that's what we're here to discuss today. First, let's talk about the power of dreams. You see, everything begins with a dream. Every great achievement, every successful business, every happy relationship, they all started as a dream in someone's mind. Dreams are the seeds of reality. They're the blueprints of your future, but here's the catch. A dream without action is just a wish. And wishes don't change your life. Actions do. So I want you to start by allowing yourself to dream big. Don't limit yourself. Don't let your current circumstances dictate what's possible for you. Remember, where you are is not who you are. Your current situation is not your final destination. Take a moment right now and think about what your ideal life would look like if you had no limitations, no constraints. What would you do? Who would you be? What kind of impact would you make on the world? Now I can see some of you getting excited. Your eyes are lighting up. You're starting to see possibilities you hadn't considered before, but I can also see some doubt creeping in. Maybe you're thinking, Jim, that sounds great, but it's not realistic. I can't have that kind of life. And to that I say, why not? Why can't you have that life? Who says you can't? You see, the only limits that truly exist are the ones you accept. The only person who can decide what's possible for you is you. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Creating the life of your dreams takes work. It takes commitment. It takes perseverance. But I'm here to tell you that it's possible. And not only is it possible, but you deserve it. You deserve to live a life that excites you, that fulfills you, that allows you to become the best version of yourself. So let's talk about how to turn those dreams into reality. The first step is to get clear on what you want. You see, you can't hit a target you can't see. You can't create a life you haven't defined. So this is where goal setting comes in. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, oh, not goal setting again, but hear me out. Goal setting is not just about writing down a list of things you want to achieve. It's about creating a roadmap for your life. Your goals are like the GPS coordinates for your dream life. They tell you where you're going and help you stay on track when you face detours or obstacles. But here's the key. Your goals need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. We call these SMART goals. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I want to start my own business and reach $100,000 in revenue by December 31st next year. You see the difference? The second goal gives you something concrete to work towards. It gives you a clear target and a deadline. It allows you to measure your progress and adjust your actions accordingly. Now, once you have your goals set, the next step is to create a plan. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They have a dream, they set their goals, but they don't know how to get from where they are to where they want to be. This is where you need to break your big goals down into smaller, manageable steps. Think about it like this. If you want to climb a mountain, you don't just leap from the bottom to the top in one giant bound. You take it one step at a time. So look at your goals and ask yourself, what's the first step I need to take to move towards this goal? Then, what's the next step after that? Keep breaking it down until you have a series of small, actionable steps that you can start taking right away. And here's the beauty of this approach, small step. You take builds momentum. Each small victory gives you confidence. Each small action moves you closer to your dream life. But here's the thing. Having a plan is not enough. You need to take action. Consistent, persistent action. Because dreams don't work unless you do. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But Jim, I'm already busy. I have a job, a family, responsibilities. I don't have time to work on my dreams. And to that I say, you don't find time, you make time. You see, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is how they choose to use those hours. So I want you to look at your daily routine. Where can you carve out some time to work on your goals? Can you wake up an hour earlier? Can you use your lunch break more effectively? Can you cut down on time-wasting activities like excessive TV watching or social media scrolling? Remember, you don't need huge chunks of time. Even 15 minutes a day, if used consistently and intentionally, can lead to significant progress over time. And speaking of time, let's talk about the power of consistency. You see, creating the life of your dreams is not about making one big change. It's about making small, positive changes consistently over time. Think about it like this. If you want to get in shape, one intense workout isn't going to cut it. But if you exercise for just 30 minutes every day over time, you'll see dramatic results. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Consistency is the key to mastery. It's the key to progress. It's the key to turning your dreams into reality. So I want you to commit to taking action towards your goals every single day. Even if it's just a small action, even if you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it, because that's what separates dreamers from achievers. The willingness to do the work day in and day out, regardless of how they feel. Now let's talk about something that's crucial in creating the life of your dreams. Your mindset. You see, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow, so you need to be very careful about what you're planting. Are you planting seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity? Or are you planting seeds of hope, confidence, and possibility? Your thoughts shape your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. So if you want to create the life of your dreams, you need to start by cultivating a positive, growth-oriented mindset. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on possibilities rather than problems. It means seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. So how do you develop this kind of mindset? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or holding me back? Is there a more empowering way I could look at this situation? Then practice reframing. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, how can I do this? Instead of saying, this is too hard, say, this is challenging, but I'm growing and learning. And remember, your mind believes what you tell it. So be careful with your self-talk. Speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of creating the life of your dreams, your continuous learning and growth. You see, to create a different life, you need to become a different person. You need to grow into the person who is capable of living that dream life. So make a commitment to lifelong learning. Read books that expand your mind and challenge your thinking. Attend seminars and workshops. Seek out mentors who can guide you and share their wisdom. And don't just learn, tie with what you learn. Knowledge is not power, applied knowledge is power. So for every book you read, every seminar you attend, ask yourself, how can I use this in my life? What's one action I can take based on what I've learned? Now let's talk about something that many people overlook. When pursuing their dreams, the power of relationships, you see, no one achieves great things alone. We all need support, encouragement, and sometimes a gentle push to keep going when things get tough. So surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in you and your dreams. Surround like-minded individuals who are also working towards their goals. Join mastermind groups or create your own. And remember, you become like the people you spend the most time with. So choose your associations carefully. If you want to create an extraordinary life, spend time with extraordinary people. Now let's address something that often holds people back from pursuing their dreams. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of what others might think. These fears can paralyze us, keep us stuck in our comfort zones, prevent us from taking the actions necessary to create the life we want. But here's the truth. Fear is a natural part of growth. If you're not feeling fear, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're not stretching beyond your current limits. The key is to feel the fear and do it anyway. To understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but action in the face of fear. So I want you to start seeing fear not as a stop sign, but as a signpost. A signpost that says, this way to growth, this way to your dreams. And remember, on the other side of fear is everything you've ever wanted. Your dream life is waiting for you just outside your comfort zone. Now let's talk about the importance of taking responsibility for your life. You see, to create the life of your dreams, you need to understand that you are the author of your own story. You are the creator of your own reality. This means no more blaming others for your circumstances. No more making excuses. No more waiting for someone else to come and rescue you or make your dreams come true. It means taking full responsibility for where you are now and where you want to go. It means understanding that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control your response. This level of responsibility can feel scary at first, but it's also incredibly empowering. Because when you take responsibility, you take back your power. You're no longer a victim of circumstances. You're the architect of your own destiny. Start looking at your life through this lens of responsibility. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to move closer to my dreams? Now let's talk about the power of persistence. You see, creating the life of your dreams is not always going to be easy. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to encounter setbacks. There will be times when you feel like giving up. But here's what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't. Persistence, willingness to keep going even when things get tough. Determination to get back up every time you fall. Remember, every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Every failure is a lesson that brings you one step closer to success. So when you face challenges, and you will, don't see them as reasons to quit. See them as reasons to push harder, to dig deeper, to become stronger. And speaking of strength, let's talk about the importance of self-care in creating the life of your dreams. You see, you are the most important asset in your journey towards your dream life. You need to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. This means eating well, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep. It means taking time for relaxation and rejuvenation. It means nurturing your mind with positive inputs and protecting your energy from negative influences. Because here's the truth. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't create an amazing life if you're burned out, stressed out, and run down. So make self-care a priority. It's not selfishness necessary. It's what allows you to show up fully in your life and give your best to your dreams. Now let's talk about the power of gratitude in creating the life of your dreams. See, it's easy to get so focused on where you want to go that you forget to appreciate where you are. But gratitude is a powerful force in manifesting your dreams. When you're grateful for what you have, you open yourself up to receive more. When you appreciate the good in your life, you attract more good. When you focus on abundance rather than lack, you create more abundance in your life. So start each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee. a beautiful sunrise, or a kind word from a friend. And as you work towards your dreams, don't forget to be grateful for the journey itself. Thankful for the challenges that make you stronger, the lessons that make you wiser, the experiences that shape you into the person you need to be to live your dream life. Now let's talk about the importance of flexibility in creating the life of your dreams. You see, while it's important to have a clear vision and a solid plan, it's equally important to be adaptable. Life doesn't always go according to plan. Circumstances change, new opportunities arise. What seemed like the perfect path yesterday might not make sense today. So, you should absolutely stay committed to your dreams. Be willing to adjust your approach when necessary. Be open to new ideas and possibilities. Be willing to take a detour if it ultimately gets you closer to your destination. Remember, the goal is not to stick rigidly to a plan. The goal is to create the life of your dreams. And sometimes that might require you to pivot, to try a new approach, to go in a direction you hadn't initially considered. This flexibility, this willingness to adapt, is what allows you to turn obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Now let's address something that often holds people back from pursuing their dreams. The fear of what others might think. You see, when you start working towards creating an extraordinary life, you might face criticism or skepticism from others. Some people might not understand your vision. Some might tell you it's impossible. Some might even try to discourage you. But here's what you need to remember. The other people's opinions of you are none of your business. Your dreams are yours, not theirs. You don't need anyone's permission or approval to create the life you want. So don't let the fear of judgment or criticism hold you back. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Surround yourself with people who support your dreams and learn to tune out the naysayers. Remember, the only opinion about your life that truly matters is your own. Are you proud of the person you're becoming? Are you excited about the life you're creating? That's what counts. Now let's talk about the power of visualization and creating the life of your dreams. You see, your mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. So take time each day to visualize your dream life in vivid detail. See yourself living in your ideal home, working at your dream job, enjoying fulfilling relationships. Feel the emotions you'd feel if you were already living that life. This isn't just daydreaming. It's mental rehearsal. It's programming your subconscious mind to recognize and move towards opportunities that align with your vision. And when you combine this visualization with action, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see your dreams manifesting in reality. Now let's talk about the importance of celebrating your progress. As you work towards creating the life of your dreams, you see, it's easy to get so focused on the end goal that you forget to acknowledge how far you've come. But every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every obstacle overcome, every lesson learned, every small victory, these are all worth celebrating. So take time to recognize and appreciate your progress. Celebrate the small wins along the way. This not only boosts your motivation, but also reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving your dreams. Remember, creating the life of your dreams is a journey, not a destination. Learn to enjoy the process, not just the outcome. Now let's address something that's crucial in creating the life of your dreams. The power of your habits. You see, your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. How you spend your days is how you spend your life. So if you want to create a different life, you need to create different habits. Look at your daily routines. Are they moving you closer to your dreams or further away? Are they helping you become the person you need to be to live your dream life? Start by identifying one habit that's holding you back and replace it with a habit that supports your dreams. Maybe it's replacing an hour of TV with an hour of reading or learning a new skill. Maybe it's swapping your morning social media scroll with a morning meditation or exercise routine. Remember, small changes consistently applied over time lead to big results. Your habits shape your life, so choose them wisely. Now let's talk about the power of passion in creating the life of your dreams. You see, when you're pursuing something you're truly passionate about, work doesn't feel like work. Obstacles become challenges to overcome, not roadblocks. Time flies by because you're so engrossed in what you're doing. This passion is what will fuel you through the tough times. What will keep you going when others might give up? So as you're designing your dream life, make sure it's aligned with your passions. Don't just chase success for the sake of success. Chase a life that excites you. That makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning, Remember, creating the life of your dreams is not a spectator sport. It requires active participation. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone, to take risks, to be willing to fail and learn from those failures. It requires you to be the hero of your own story. So don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Start where you are with what you have. Take that first step, no matter how small it might seem, because a year from now, you'll wish you had started today. As we wrap up, I want you to understand that creating the life of your dreams is not just about achieving goals or acquiring things. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about growing, learning, and evolving. It's about creating a life that's rich in experiences, relationships, and meaning, a life that allows you to make a positive impact on the world around you. Because at the end of the day, the greatest fulfillment comes not from what you get, but from what you give and who you become in the process. So, as you leave here today, I want you to make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to no longer settle for a life of mediocrity, a commitment to pursue your dreams with passion and persistence, a commitment to become the architect of your own destiny, because you have greatness within you. You have the power to create an extraordinary life. You have the ability to turn your dreams into reality. Ladies and gentlemen, the life of your dreams is not just a possibility. It's your responsibility. You owe it to yourself to create a life you love. You owe it to the world to share your unique gifts and talents. So go out there, dream big, work hard, stay focused, and never ever give up on your dreams. Your dream life is waiting for you. It's time to go out there and create it. Thank you